So 2024 is done and gone. It was a good year for gaming. I got a PS5 as a gift at the very end of 2023, so no longer did I need to lie to myself about not needing or wanting one. I also realized I enjoyed not hearing the sounds of a suffering jet engine that was my PS4. So now looking back on 2024, I felt like I played everything and anything. I was more open to sampling as much as I could. I stuck to whatever stuck, but I didn't force myself to commit to a game just for the sake of knocking it off the backlog. If I wasn't feeling something, I moved on. So I got to play a lot of games using this strategy, but honestly, I don't know how many games I played. I lost track along the way, but I do know I beat more than 50 of them. There are some gems, some turds, and obvious gems that just weren't clicking with me. But last year's gaming ended up being more fun than trash. I played every genre and every caliber, from AAA, single A, indie games. I even played a sports game. Now, out of everything I experienced in 2024, 5 were the top of the top to me. My top 5 of 2024. These 5 games stood out the most and left the strongest impression. Best graphics, core gameplay, or controls. This isn't that kind of top 5. I'm talking about getting those good feels, the golden era feels of gaming, the feeling of experiencing something for the first time, the type of feeling where you can look back on a game and just smile at the experience. Now, I already know the internet is a wild place for comments and unneeded opinions, so keep in mind this is my top 5 from my backlog of games that I'm dealing with, and it's what I personally played in 2024 and not specifically released in 2024. So with all that out the way, let's get to it. So I was browsing PSN and came across this gem, the Tartarus key. That low poly PS1 aesthetic you're seeing brought me back, right back to that pre-teen golden era of 32-bit gaming, that experiencing everything for the first time era. I'd classify this game as a first-person puzzle thriller. It's definitely spooky and atmospheric, but not a true survival horror game. Just puzzle horror or the previously mentioned puzzle thriller. The horror thriller aspect comes from the setting and the ambience of the mansion. The sound design takes a minimalist approach. You can hear a bit of music, but essentially the whole place sounds very open and empty, which is probably what the devs were aiming for. At times with puzzle solving or cinematic events, audible cues can ramp up. Now, the combining of liminal space with a minimalist sound design was a good move by the devs. Moving through empty, tight corridors or up creaking stairways really had you second-guessing things and expecting something to happen at any moment. So even though the game is paying homage to the PS1 era low polygon aesthetic, nothing was lost and tension felt while exploring the mansion. As for the gameplay, you move about the mansion from room to room, solving varying puzzles to progress. Some puzzles are solved to get an item, escape a room, or even just save a life. The puzzles aren't too difficult or head-scratching, but just tough enough to where you feel good about yourself for figuring it out on your own. They're really good self-esteem builders, the type of things, a person may want to do something with their life after solving a few of them. Now, after finishing the Tartarus key, it really left me with a desire to start exploring the PS1 library. No doubt the devs were serious PS1 enthusiasts. Best way I can describe Frogrun? It's like getting a brand new PS1 for Christmas and then popping in the jam-packed demo disc it came with and playing the first demo. Your first 3D gaming experience, and this particular demo just happens to be the whole game too. It's like experiencing true polygons in motion for the first time all over again. It just feels like getting a PS1 for the first time. Now for the story is just a story, nothing groundbreaking. Your parents are expert archaeologists who don't want to take you on an adventure because you're too young. They end up getting kidnapped because adults are useless and keeping themselves out of trouble, so it's up to you, the child, to save them. This is damn near James Gunn levels of storytelling. The gameplay kept me going and going. One more level, one more attempt at a faster time, one more attempt at this difficult platforming sequence. You run through the levels, collect various items, maneuver through obstacles and enemies with your frog gun. You run, you jump, you rotate the camera around you, all the basic necessities of a 3D platformer. You can follow the rules and mechanics of the game, or you can be creative and take what the devs give you and proceed to exploit things to find shortcuts, better routes to the end of the level. In the end, what stood out about this game is the vibrancy of it all, and most importantly, the feeling of the final product. This game hit me right in my core memories. Imagine the memory of playing brand new 3D games like Croc, Crash Bandicoot, or even Blasto for the first time. Frogun hits you with that feeling within the first few minutes of starting. This is definitely a 3-for-1 type of deal, but it's the whole package that takes the number 3 spot. Castlevania Advance Collection stole my life for the majority of October. Damn near blindsided me into addiction. I had to beat one after the other. I couldn't get enough. Now, Metroidvanias have become a favorite genre over the years, and this trilogy of GBA games did not disappoint. I had this collection in my library for a while, but I wasn't really in the mood to play any of them at the time. So I'll admit I originally started Aria of Sorrow randomly just to pass the time while another game was installing. And something just clicked. Just grabbed my soul and didn't let go. Oh, these 3 games were something else. Pale Man Soma with his various weapons and soul equips, the even more sun-deprived Juste with his glowing aura parkour. I've never seen someone move through Dracula's castle so smoothly. And then there's Nathan Graves, fancy tarot card combinations tearing up enemies left and right. Each game has its charms and flaws, but the one thing they all shared is that handheld Castlevania music, so well crafted and suited to each area so perfectly that it might as well be sorcery. Aria of Sorrow especially. Now, I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and I'm happier for it. I had to take in each of their OSTs separately just to soak in the music some more. God of War Ragnarok. This is the first true PS5 game I played, and it came with some heat. Visually stunning, tight gameplay, fun combat, amazing character design, and all the other trimmings and accoutrements you'd be expected from a modern, technology-powered God of War game. That's not why this game is on my list. What got me is the man himself, Kratos. God or not, seeing his humanity and being a flawed man, a flawed father, was well depicted in Ragnarok. It kept me going right up until the end credits. All that prettiness and power of the game engine was an afterthought to me. Kratos, he's just trying to do right by his son, while teaching and protecting him how he knows best. Atreus did get on my damn nerves for sure, but seeing those moments of worry and moments of bonding got me good. It's the unstated but well-known fact that Kratos is a man capable of savagery, capable of great degrees of violence, but is now trying to find a balance of knowing what he's capable of versus trying to show his son another way. We all see how he deals with Gorgons. Going from that to gentle parenting, it would be difficult for any father. Now, one thing about me is I'm a big fan of dialogue, and Kratos' was as powerful and well delivered as his ability to smash heads in. He could say several sentences, or just 2 words.
Are you not a soldier? Are you not a leader of men? Master yourself! My son brought us to this place. For you! Look at him!
You.
No. Collect yourself.
The voice acting of Kratos was masterful. Christopher Judge is a vocal force. No shade to the OG voice actor, Terrence C. Carson, but Judge is Kratos 100%. Kratos' wordplay / old-timey, blunt grammar can seem as if he's a well-read thespian in some moments and a depressed sailor who lost his Game Boy at sea in other moments. And in my books, it's all just amazing.
I can't. I'd never do that. I don't understand what my sight truly is. But if it's really part of me, then I can use it to save at least one person!
Loop 8 Summer of Gods. This game is exactly why I don't let negative reviews or popular public opinion affect my interest in something. This is peak PS1 era gaming with the power of PS4's hardware behind it. Sadly, the masses review this game terribly. Almost everyone reviewed this game based on what it wasn't instead of what it is. It's like reviewing a book on its ability to be a table, or even better, a fish's ability to climb a tree. The jittery frame rate, the combat mechanics, the story progression/leveling system were all by design and not limitation. Even the repetitiveness of the progression, even though it's basically noted in the title of the game, all by design. At the end of the day, this game is a social sim first, visual novel second, and the JRPG element is a dead last afterthought. With Loop 8, the fortune is in the understanding. When you truly grasp the mechanics and understand the dev's intentions, the game opens up. And that's right where I landed, in an open and fully understanding state. Now, the world of Loop 8 really transported me there. I enjoyed the compactness of it all. A quiet, sunny, breezy small island town, bright shell-shaded pastel colors of the characters and environments, the sound of water crashing against the shores, the cicadas buzzing loudly at night, the pockets of shaded areas hidden from the sun. If it wasn't for the demons at night, I could see myself living in a town like this. What also doubled the feel of Loop 8's various compact locales' summer feel was that it was actually summer at the time I was going through this game. So the cast of characters that make up the story are both interesting and vastly unique from each other. The typical archetypes are there, but beneath the surface, the reasonings and motivations ease the repetitive necessities of the gameplay. Night after summer night, I look forward to ending my night with this game, right until the end credits. The social grinding and stats building did not feel like a chore to me at all. I was fully immersed. To be honest for a moment, I almost never finished a game more than once, but I definitely plan to revisit this one again this summer, maybe even make it an annual thing. Now, at the end of the day, Loop 8 is niche as hell, so it's going to be hard for people to trust in it or even come across it if no one's praising it. So hopefully my thoughts on this game can change that for someone, somewhere hopefully, because it was my game of the year for 2024. So that's that. My top 5 games of 2024. If you couldn't pick up on the general theme for these games to be on my list, outside of God of War Ragnarok, it's nostalgia. I didn't see it either, not until I was putting this thing together. I mean, we're all getting older, and I guess for me, I was subconsciously looking for those first-time experiences, chasing them even, because it really is hard to experience something for the first time, twice. At least with gaming, it's a possibility. So thanks for sticking around to the end. I plan to make more vids like this, short thought pieces with a focus on genre specifics, or just overall niche and unheard of games that deserve to be talked about more. So look forward to that. This is the first of many, so please like, comment, and subscribe.